having multiple exit strategies, it's going to help you tremendously to convert most of the leads that come your way. Hey guys, Ennis here, Whiteacre Properties. Welcome back to another episode of the REI for Beginners video series. Today we're going to talk about exit strategies. So stay with me for this number 7 episode. If you haven't watched the other videos in this 12 video series, go check them out now because we cover things like mindset, generating the lead, and all the way to closing it. So I think it's going to be extremely helpful. Go check them out now. So guys, today we're going to talk about exit strategies, and I want you to think of the exit strategies as a decision you're going to make after signing a contract on what to do with the property. It can be a fix and flip, it can be a wholesale or something else, right? But having multiple exit strategies, it's going to help you tremendously to convert most of the leads that come your way. So understanding that there are more than one, I think is crucial here. Let me share with you guys a story. When we started out at Whiteacre, we started direct to seller marketing. We did a ton of direct mail, but every appointment that we're going out on, we were pretty much thinking of it as a fix and flip. So we would go into a seller appointment, we would give our cash offer, and if it didn't work for the seller, we would just walk out and move on to the next one. Missing an opportunity there to maybe convert that lead into a wholesale, maybe it fit into a rental bucket, or maybe a listing. I wanted to share that with you guys because it's going to make you a much better investor if you can convert leads that fit into different buckets. Guys, before we jump into the 4 exit strategies, I want you to keep 3 things in mind. One is just be aware of these exit strategies. Think of them as a tool in your toolbox. Number 2 is to actually get really good at one exit strategy at a time, right? So don't try to spread yourself thin, get really good at one and move to the next one. And number 3 is partner up with somebody. You're gonna have deals that you sign that you can't take on yourself, right? Just bring a partner in so you can get that deal done. And obviously the goal here is that you monetize on all the leads that come across your desk so that you go on appointments and you sign pretty much every single possible appointment that you can. That way you're gonna have a huge competitive advantage to everyone else that's only doing wholesaling or that's only doing fix and flips, and you're gonna be a better investor. So the 4 exit strategies are fix and flips, wholesales, listings, and buy and hold rental properties. Fix and flip is buying a property, closing on it, renovating, and then selling it on the market, right? Making a profit that way. For us at Whiteacre, typically a lead that comes in and a contract we sign becomes a fix and flip if it's a light rehab, especially in the state of the market right now, we're going after light rehabs, and it's an hour drive from the office. If it fits those 2 criteria, we'll buy it. The good thing about fix and flip is that typically you make a lot more money than the other exit strategies. The negative thing is that it takes time. Fix and flips for us take somewhere between 6 and 8 months, which means that you're gonna have to wait 6 or 8 months to get paid, right? So it's a long time to go from buying to selling. Number 2, wholesaling. So wholesaling means signing a contract with the homeowner, the seller, and then assigning our interest in the contract to another buyer. For us at Whiteacre, we think about wholesaling properties if the house is over an hour drive from the office. So location for us matters because our contractors also don't really want to go that far. 2 is if it needs really a lot of rehab. Right now, again, in this market, we're trying to do smaller projects and quick turnarounds. And if a project needs a lot of time, then we'll wholesale it. And 3, if we need capital to come into the business so that we can pay for marketing and construction and stuff. So if it meets those 3 criteria, we'll wholesale the property. So the pros of wholesaling, number 1 is the quick turnaround. You get paid fast because it takes about 30 to 45 days to go from assigning the contract to closing, which is typically when you get paid as a wholesale. The negative is that you leave money on the table because obviously you are selling the contract to another builder. They need to make a profit on that project, right? So instead, if we closed on it, did the construction and sold it, we would make way more money. But like I said, it's the time factor that's important. So you do make less, you leave some money on the table, but it's a quick turnaround. So number 3, listings. Listing means working with the homeowner, signing listing paperwork, and putting the house on the MLS for sale. So this happens actually to us quite a bit, where we go on seller appointments and the seller does like the benefits of our offer, but the price doesn't work for them, right? They're looking for market value, and we are down here with a discounted price, and we can't get a deal going, right? It's just we're too far apart. However, they like and trust us, and they see value in working with us. So at that point, we propose the listing route. We tell them, look, I know your goal is to sell the property, but you're looking for market value. The only way for us to get that done is if we put the property on the MLS and sell it to everyone that's looking for this type of property, right? Obviously, there are commissions, there are inspections. However, they're going to get a much higher price, which they're looking for. The pros of the listing is that you get a commission. As an investor, agent investor, you get a listing commission, which in Massachusetts is typically about $10,000 in average, right? So it's a good chunk of change that now you can take and use for marketing, right? The negative side is that it takes a ton of time, obviously, being a listing agent, putting the property on the MLS, dealing with showings, open houses, inspections. So it's very time consuming. Number 4 is buy and hold rental properties. And that means that you close on a deal that is a multifamily, or it can be a single family, but you close with the intention of owning it long-term as a rental property. For us at Whiteacre, when we get a lead or a seller appointment that is a minimum of 3 units within an hour drive of the office, and it cash flows a minimum amount of dollars, then we close on it again, keep it as a long-term rental property. So that's our buying criteria for this type of leads. The pros of owning rental properties is that you take advantage of appreciation, prices going up. Tax advantages are huge, things like depreciation, and just having, tenants pay your mortgage down, right? Owning rental properties long-term is definitely the number one wealth building tool. So think about it. If you only do wholesale or fix and flips right now, it might be worth thinking about maybe some of these leads you keep long-term as multifamily rental properties. On the negative side, though, is that the time that it takes to manage a rental property, if you don't have a property manager, is pretty significant. And 2 is typically the equity that you got in the property after renovating or adding value somehow, it stays with the building unless you refinance it out. So if you're looking for liquidity, if you're looking for cash now, rental properties typically is not the answer, because typically you refinance 1 to 3 years down the road. So it's not a quick turnaround type of project. So to recap, today we talked about the 4 exit strategies after signing a contract. Things like fix and flips, wholesaling, listings, and buy and hold rental properties. Guys, I just want you to be aware of these exit strategies as you go on seller appointments. Just, be aware that they exist and you got different tools in your toolbox. Try to take them on one at a time. Get really good at one, then move on to the next. Don't spread yourself too thin. And then 3, if you don't feel like taking on too many projects, just partner up with somebody, someone that's really experienced on one thing. Partner up with them, and that way you can take on as many of these leads as possible. And I think it's important for you guys to know all this, because the Boston market, especially if you are local to my market, it's extremely, extremely competitive, right? We spend so much time and money on marketing that when you got leads in front of you and you got seller appointments, you want to close as many of them as possible. 1, you want to solve the problem for the seller, and 2 is you want to monetize and make money on every lead that comes across your desk. Knowing this is going to give you a huge competitive advantage to everybody else, right? That's not applying it and it's only doing one thing at a time. And it's going to make you guys a strong investor, keep you in the business, and make sure that you grow and succeed at it. Guys, that's all I got for today. Please comment below, give me some feedback. What has been helpful to you and your business from everything I'm sharing? I would love to know if you are applying any of these 4 exit strategies. So like, share, subscribe, and as always, catch you guys on the next one.